All right, guys, welcome to my channel, guys. So, is it really true that Godswill Akpabio is one of the major problem we have in Nigeria? Now, I have a video here where Akpabio is singing praises to Tinubu and his government. I'm going to let you guys actually see all that happened in this video, and this will surprise you.
Song and saying things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, the things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better.
Now, that's your president. That's supposed to be the Senate president. That's supposed to be the Senate president. Now, when we were young in secondary school, we were taught government. And one of the things we were taught in government was checks and balances. Executive, they check themselves by operating independently and preserving their powers. Now, when you have a situation where the Senate president is singing praises to the executive, my brother, the country is gone. And now, some of you think you know how bad the country has gone, but in truth, you don't. You really don't. You really imagine your Senate president singing, "Things are getting better." One aboki there they suffer. Things are getting better. Mama, if he the hustle, they try find money for children. Things are getting better. One Yoruba, Iya Basira, they try find. Is it that these people are living in a different planet while we the masses are living in another planet or what? We things are getting better. No try sicko, because if you go hospital, if they tell you, oh, I go hospital and say only card, just to buy card 4,500 naira. To see doctor, almost 30,000. No sickness they cheap for hospital. Imagine a government that is commissioning 30 kilometers of road when we never show reach 30 kilometers. So out of 700 kilometers, they carry camera, the video. You see, we are in a deep shit. Now, when I caption this video that the Senate president is a clown, I know say DSS they look for me. This video will become problem for me. I don't know. But you see, person already die. No need to fear death. Because if you put me for prison, at least I did. If you carry me, if you lock me, if you go Kuje prison for Abuja, at least I did sure say food go there. This one I did for house time, I says I get food. I know they sure say food day. So if you carry me, they sure say they will give me food. The food if you know sweet, but at least now food. They will give me food in the morning, give me food in the afternoon, give me food in the evening. Here now I have to. This country is so bad. It's so bad, and yet one fool they think things are getting better. Where? Which things they get better? Well, how can you be insulting because you they drive jeep, you they drive convoy? Things are better. War. Come see. The insult where this people they insult us every day. At their house now, 3 weeks now, I no get light. I don't know what thing they call light for here. Now 3 weeks, I don't know what thing they call light. Things are getting better. Things are getting better where? School fees, house rent, food, nothing is every day bank they steal money from my account. Every day bank they steal money. We are just being robbed, and then you tell me things are getting better. Look, Akpabio, you know say this same Akpabio na person I know well. Now president, now be patron of our Scrabble club. I not believe say somebody of that intellectual height go they so rubbish, because with this money, according to Abel Damina, I say filthy looker, I be filthy looker. Now in turn this page, they sing praise. Somebody as a Senate president, suppose they talk to that Tinubu as they tell us, say, look, we will hold you accountable. You should have to, so that the president go they fear say if you fuck up, the legislature is there to check him. The judiciary suppose they talk say, oh no, this country is messed up. After watching this video, If you still don't believe that the country is messed up, then now they messed up.
You cannot be talking about how bad Nigeria is without bringing Akpabio into the pit. See, in our days in college, in secondary school, when we were taught under government what checks and balances in government is, I understand that these bodies checkmate each other, especially the Senate. If you know the power of the Senate in a democratic system, although I know Nigeria is not having a democratic system, this is a Tinubu monocratic government, obviously, but they claim it is democracy. And the power of the Senate is even higher to that of the executive. Because when the Senate do not approve, only little can the executive veto. But in the case of Nigeria, instead of Akpabio living up to expectation, he has become a jester of Tinubu.
I thank you.
So that was your Senate president who have now turned an Afro hip-hop star. He's trying to compete with Davido and Wizkid on who is better on the stage when it comes to music. That is the Senate president you have. Isn't that a shame? Isn't it unfortunate? Senator Godswill Akpabio, Nigeria is getting better for you in your pocket and your chronics. Of course, we know Bola Ahmed Tinubu government is better for you. At least we just saw the 2025 budget. We saw how everything is going well inside the budget. One street light, 260 million. It cannot be better than that. But you should have cleaned your mouth the moment you said things are getting better for Nigerians. Clean your mouth, Oga. Spit that rubbish away. Things are better for Akpabio and co. It's that simple. Make it clear. We know Nigerians we won't even do anything. Say for Nigeria, this same Nigeria that we live, Akpabio, make so many good things till they happen in your name. Make it still they happen. They didn't swear for this country that it is people who have nothing to offer that will always be in charge. We'll be having a very weak Senate president. I never could have believed that Akpabio would be one of them. And you turn out to be the worst. This 10th National Assembly is arguably the worst thing that have ever happened to Nigeria. Because they are beyond rubber stamp. Rubber stamp is even something that you can attach value to. Hallelujah, boys. Senate, the National Assembly, the body that's shadowed with making laws, have become a jester to the executive. Senator Godswill Akpabio, if only Nigerians can think, if only Nigerians know how bad you guys are dealing with them. Nigerians are weeping. We are crying every day. Those that used to drive now trek. Those that used to eat 3 times now eat once. And it's getting worse. Akpabio said it's getting better. Senator Godswill Akpabio, if I'm to speak to you the way it is in my mind, you see those your DSS boys that doesn't know where bandits are, they will locate me in the next 1 hour. So let me just control my voice. But we will definitely get there. We'll get to that point where we'll talk freely. We will get there. The Nigeria DSS, una cup goes full. We'll go get on a time one day. Then, my fellow Nigerians, I'm sure you saw your Senate president. In case you have a show, you need he's just proved to be better than Davido and Olamide. Even Burna Boy put together. A Senate president becoming a jester.
As far as the Tinubu administration is concerned, and especially when you look at the appointments, there is nothing like federal character. Who even talks about the Federal Character Commission? What you see is appointments that favor the region that the president comes from. And so you find all kinds of anger now. The moment somebody is removed, you can almost swear that the next person that will be appointed to replace that person will be a Yoruba person. Then when you see Yoruba, so that people will not talk too much, then they will bring in somebody from our region. And then you see Yoruba, and then you see one person from a different region just to close the mouths of some people who are agitating too much of Yorubanization and so on and so forth. This is what you see. But Abdullah, I can tell you that you were talking about Ali Ndume. My problem is, where was Ali Ndume when Buhari was doing the same thing? Ali Ndume is a northerner. I am a northerner, I that I'm speaking. If it is not sheer hypocrisy, when Buhari was doing the same thing that Tinubu is doing today, where was Ali Ndume? All these quotations of constitution and federal character and this and that, where was Ali Ndume? So when Buhari is doing his own, it is okay because it is favoring him. Now that Tinubu is doing it and is not favoring it, not, you are all over the place making all sorts of noise. So there is no sincerity. There is no honesty. The whole thing is not from the heart. And that is one of the things that bothers me about all of these things. Ordinarily, you will say kudos to him for raising these issues. But It is smeared with hypocrisy, and that is what worries me.
And what do you think is the impact of this ethnic tension? Because beyond just people in power speaking, Nigerians are also making observations about some of these appointments where we jettison the idea of merit. People are not having a conversation around whether this person is qualified to do the job. They focus on his tribal affiliations or orientation. What is the cost on governance if we have to stick to this primordial sentiment? I understand that federal character is supposed to address equity, is supposed to address representation and all that, but are we sacrificing something bigger just to, appear to be an egalitarian society?
What is happening is very bad. What is happening is very sad. What is happening is very unfortunate. It's a shame what is going on. That after all these years, we're still talking about primordial sentiments of ethnicity, of religion. It is saddening, Abdullahi, and it is costing us a lot. The truth of the matter is that in every tribe there are competent people. In every religion there are competent people. So it is an insult when, to justify the Muslim ticket, for example, you give the impression that there is no Christian in northern Nigeria who is qualified to occupy the position of vice president. And patented hypocrites like El Rufai will come out and justify it and say all kinds of things just to justify the kind of primordial sentiments they want to promote. So the moment we elevate ethnicity and religion and focus on these things, the only thing that makes sense is the usual game plan of politicians. The moment it is politics, throw the ethnicity card, throw the religious card, and it is the opium of the masses. So the moment you throw ethnicity, if the ethnicity card is favoring us, those of us that are favored by the ethnicity card, like the Yorubas now are being favored by the ethnicity card, and they are all keeping quiet because it is favoring them. Just like it favored the Northerners when Buhari was doing it, and they are keeping quiet. At the end of the day, how does it help us? When Buhari did it, the Northerners kept quiet. They were enjoying it. Hypocrites like Ali Ndume kept quiet. They didn't speak against it because it is their brother who is doing it, and it is favoring the North. And now that it has shifted to the South, the Yorubas are enjoying it, so they are not talking. People like Wole Soyinka have become so pitiful. They no longer have a voice. All the big Yoruba people that came out and said all kinds of things and demonstrated against Jonathan, demonstrated against all of them, now no longer have a voice to speak because they are observing good table manners. It doesn't help the country. So by the time now tomorrow another Northerner comes up and becomes president, then he reverses whatever Tinubu has done. We now go back to northern, maybe northern Muslim. How do we make progress as a people with this kind of thing? How do we make progress as a nation with this tribalism card everywhere and religious card everywhere? It is costing the nation progress. It is costing the nation development. We are sacrificing merit. If I have a problem with rats in my house, rats have infested my house. But for God's sake, if I have a cat who can solve the problem of all the rats and the mice in my house, does it matter whether it is a male cat or a female cat or a Yoruba cat or a Hausa cat? All I want is a cat that will handle the problem of mice in my house. So it's one of the bane, maybe perhaps, Abdullahi, perhaps next to corruption, this matter that we are discussing is the second bane of Nigeria's development. Corruption remains the number one factor, followed by these primordial sentiments of ethnicity, religious sentiments that have affected every sphere of our development life.
Right. A lot of people have, linked what is happening to the president's campaign messaging, especially that rhetoric that he echoed over and over again, and we look on personalizing pretty much his coming to power, saying that it is his turn, and saying that, listen, he's basically, implementing his version of what it means to lead this country, and people should just get along with that. Do you think that there's some sort of argument there that since he personalized the idea of this is my turn, or at least our turn, to broaden the conversation, that we shouldn't be acting surprised if that is the argument?
Well, Nigeria is not his father's house for him to say it is his turn. What has happened is that among the elites, the political elites, maybe among them, they've had a meeting and they have come to some sort of agreement that after this person it is that person, after that person it is this person. It is something that happens in our climb. So maybe that has taken place, and at a point he was feeling threatened that some people were trying to sabotage his own turn, and that's why he came up public to say it is his own turn. It is unfortunate. Leadership is not done by turn, and it is because of the kind of democracy that we are practicing that somebody can have the audacity to come out and say it is his turn, as if Nigeria is his personal property. But what is the consequence of that? All the hype about he made Lagos, although now we know very well that he didn't make any Lagos. We know now that the whole thing is just about propaganda. But whether he made Lagos or he didn't make Lagos, now the bubble has burst. The man doesn't have ideas. The man doesn't know how to handle Nigeria. It is 2 years now. We have seen the thing becoming worse and worse by the day. He has failed. All his policies have made Nigeria worse. The kind of hunger that we didn't experience even during Buhari. We're experiencing it during Tinubu. And the lousy tour that his son Sheyi went around distributing cooked rice in takeaway packs. That was the height of insult upon Nigerians. Now, who does he think he is? The president's son? Who is the president's son? That you take a private jet moving from state to state distributing cooked rice. But it is that the low level that we have gone to. That's the low level that we have gone to. You see the kind of convoy going from state house, state by state, being received by governors, sharing cooked rice in takeaway packs. But that is supposed to mean what? That it is supposed to mean what? That is the result of the Enilokon that we are saying. So after distributing one pack of cooked rice and you eat it, then what? How has it solved anything? So the Enilokon has not worked. It is his turn. He has done what he can do to climb the seat of president. What has he done with it? What is the result? It is suffering. It is backwardness. It is increase in insecurity of the worst kind. That is what we are experiencing, and it is a shame. It is unfortunate. The thing is not working, sir.
Right. The presidency has shared some numbers with us, some data around presidential or federal appointments so far under the Tinubu administration. They say of the 182 federal appointments that have been made so far, the northern part of the country has garnered a total of 96, the highest in the country. Then the south got 86. Is there a chance that people are misrepresenting the idea of lopsidedness or federal character? Because the presidency is saying, look, even the data shows that the north is favored more. So this argument that Yorubas are dominating the government is simply just not true.
Just bringing out these statistics is a shameful thing. The reason behind bringing out the statistics is because there's an outcry. I mean, why does it even become necessary to bring out statistics like this? Is this something that we should be celebrating to show that the president's appointment is equal or there's equity between the north and the south in this 21st century? You know, but so for me, it is neither here nor there. When you make it so obvious in your appointments, as if there was an imbalance and you need to balance it. Maybe there were too many northerners, you need to balance it with Yoruba people. Is that governance? So I think it further adds to an indictment upon the government just by further releasing such statistics. And I think it is even more unfortunate.
There are some people who have been sharing their thoughts about this. I mean, Mr. Sunday Diary came out to say people have done the calculations and they say one person was missing out, and that is the President Chief of Staff. And the presidency said, listen, we're going to update these figures and share it with Nigerians. They feel the need to come clean about these perceptions that they think is swaying the public against the administration. But also there's something underneath that people say, listen, it's not just the numbers, it's the quality of the appointment. Who is in charge of what agency, in charge of what ministry? And there is no equality, so to say, in terms of federal appointment, because some agencies are simply just bigger than others in terms of scope, in terms of mandate, and things like that. Do you think there is a bigger conversation that we need to have around how to implement federal character, or should it just be at the discretion of the president? He can pick and choose whoever he wants for whatever job or task there is to be done.
Of course, the president can pick whoever he wants to do whatever task that he wants done. But I think Nigerians would not be bothered if they are enjoying the dividends of democracy. Nobody will be bothered about whether it is Yoruba, or it is a Hausa person, or it is a Bagi person who is appointed, if the result of their appointments is good for the masses. If this level of poverty is reduced, transportation reduced, electricity cost reduced, insecurity reduced. But as long as none of this is the result of all of these appointments. We will continue to complain. So whether you have 50 from the north and 50 from the south, has that resulted in a better life for Nigerians? So even if it is 50-50, how has that helped Nigerians? Whether it is 70-30, how has that helped Nigerians? So it is really immaterial. The discussion is meaningless if at the end of the day, the suffering of the masses is what is worrying the people. The government is very good at doing by throwing out these figures, because the issues on ground are the fact that Nigerians are suffering. So it doesn't matter whether it is 50-50 or 70-30 or 20-80 or 60-40, it doesn't really matter. And Nigerians will really not have bothered if the policies of this government have resulted in a better life for Nigerians. But the level of suffering, the level of insecurity that we are passing through in this country